What's good, gang? Y'all showed up and showed out. The support is real. And the streets is saying, y'all want another one.
Another one.
If y'all like it, I love it. So I'm back with the most overpowered coordinators tier list for 3-star programs. But before we get into all that, I need y'all to leave a comment and all that, leave a like and all that, subscribe and all that, show me some love. Y'all supposed to do that off the muscle. But I got some changes for y'all. There's been a patch. I got some updates, some comments to address. For example, Ace Chastain 16. The boy said I might be a little off with my assessment of the tactician boost. He was saying that when he had early access, they were still active during the playoffs. So I had to get in the trenches, I had to get to labbing, and Chastain was right. I'm gonna keep it tall. I'm still not the biggest fan of tactician, but I understand it. And to keep it real, for whatever reason, the overall for the team decreases, even with the boost still displayed. This is weird, I can't lie. This was a thing in CFB 25, and no one seems to be able to explain it. These are the ratings heading into the playoffs, so I wonder what it's tied to. Maybe it's a reflection of the team without seniors on the roster, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the C section. And while y'all down there, tell me what y'all think of the giveaway I was trying to do in the last upload. Do y'all think it should still be offered? Should it be for Madden 26 or CFB 26 still? Y'all let me know. I'm a man of the people. But enough of all that. Let me give y'all some context that I didn't highlight in the last upload. If you ain't peeped yet, there's a trend.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Drewski, the coordinators are one of these three combinations. Combo 1, motivator, architect, and tactician. Combo 2, recruiter, talent developer, and motivator. And last, combo 3, recruiter, strategist, and tactician. The way I look at it, with combo 1, if the user performs well, usually wins their games. With those combined abilities, it'll lead to generating higher overall players for that current roster. With combo 2, it's more of a hybrid situation where you bring in younger talent and you develop them into quality players. And there's some recruiting elements involved, so you could raise your ceiling in either direction. And then lastly, we have combo 3, which is about pursuing recruits and keeping them around. Not much development involved, so you kind of already know what you're dealing with when you get your players in and you have that slight tactician boost. I wanted to provide this detail because context matters, and depending on your style of program building, the tiers could be altered knowing these things. But for me, you already know I'm rocking more so with combo 1, but also when considering these tiers, I still prioritize elite recruiter and master motivator over other options, especially if they hit that level 3 threshold. For master motivator, level 3, everybody eats, B.
Everybody eats, B.
It's really a must-have. I couldn't imagine doing any program building without it. And then we have that level 4 with the elite recruiter, always be recruited. You need this, man. But hey, this is just my opinion. I know y'all can alter the list based off your strategy. If you have a 5-star program versus having a 1-star program, etc., etc. If you feel different, let me know in the comments. And you'll see there's a lot of debate involved. There's some of these 3-star coordinators that could compete with some of the 5-star and 4-star coordinators on this game. But I ain't gonna cap to y'all. There's also some real lackluster situations too. With that being said, let's get this started. We're gonna start off with a banger for the S tier. We have Cincinnati and Washington State. Taking a look at these teams, they have coordinators with Master Motivator level 3 and Elite Recruiter at level 4. These teams can compete with the top tier teams, no debate. The reason why I have them ranked so high is when you guys win and progress and get experience, they don't have to go and buy these perks. They are going to build on them. So it's a good solid foundation. Arizona is next, and they have both Elite Recruiter and Master Motivator, but they only hit the level 3 threshold with Master Motivator. The Elite Recruiter is going to have to get built up. These teams round out the top of the S tier. The next set of teams is Arizona State, Baylor, BYU, and Louisville. Arizona State has a decent recruiting situation with their offensive skill positions, while their linebackers and DBs have a good combo for draft development. I'm a fan of Baylor because quarterbacks will be developed here with their motivator and architect maxed out. However, their defense coordinator is holding them back from having nearly everything. and having everything at level 1 for the motivator tree. Next, we have BYU. The DBs, quarterbacks, and receivers have great development. It's their focus. The coordinators have the upgraded perks unlocked, so you can have that motivator as your main head coach perk. Get them some XP and really dominate with those coordinators. For the bottom of the S tier, we have Louisville, and they're the hub for QBs. They recruit them well, they develop them well, and they max out all the perks and motivator, talent developer, and recruiter. The same could be said for their focus on the DBs on the defensive side of the ball, hitting that level 3 threshold on the respective coaching trees. Next is the A tier with Iowa State, Illinois, and Boise State at the top of the A tier list. Iowa State recruits receivers and develops the receivers. The program also develops linebackers and DBs at a high level with that motivator and architect combo. Next, we got Illinois, and they focus on the pass game heavily by really investing in their quarterbacks and their wide receivers. While on the defensive side, they recruit DBs and develop them through talent developer and motivator. Next, we got Boise State, and they got an old school approach. They want those 300-pounders. It's a bare minimum. They're going after the O-line, and they have it on lock. They recruit them well, and they develop them. Even the defensive coordinator has abilities to help out the offensive line. And the D-line is stacked with abilities too. Boise State is really about the trenches, and I can't blame them. I'm always a fan of these anomaly situations. Quite naturally, after multiple seasons, they'll start pursuing positions on the other side of the field, but it's always a bonus when you see it early in the game. For the bottom of the A tier, there's NC State, South Carolina, and Syracuse. For the next squad, they provide a balanced offense. That's because they recruit and develop QBs and running backs. I'm talking about NC State. The linebackers get developed well here as well, and the defensive line gets a bit of an offseason boost. Next, we got South Carolina, and they have one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and their coordinators reflect that with the recruiting and the development. Linebackers are the focus of the defense. There's boost for them, and development through motivator and architect, it is unmatched. The DBs get a boost in development as well. Now, I gotta say, I like what this team has going on. Syracuse is taking that old school approach to football. They focus on their O-line and developing those guys, and the same can be said for their running backs. And when you flip it to the defensive side, the same theme applies. The D-line and the linebackers, they recruit them better than most, and they develop their linebackers, but the D-line is really their focus. And this will be the end of the A tier. And here's where the game changed. Jokes aside, the production will be different. This is really for the people that are listening to the video, not necessarily watching. From this point going forward, I'm going to speak on the B tier and the C tier differently than I have so far. So for instance, for the B tier, the logic is a little different. There are programs out there that meet that level 3 threshold for motivator and architect, but the ranking shifts by hitting recruiter at level 2 and strategist at level 3. I feel as though those thresholds for recruiter and strategist can compete with a team that only might have motivator at level 1. They might have one level 3 threshold met with one position. You know, advanced look at level 1, that perk for recruiter is really good. It's up there with limitless from architect and everybody eats from motivator. The trade-off is the extra benefits for the extra coins. So what I mean by that is a coordinator already spent the 12 on architect. So you don't have to spend it again. Those coins could be put and allocated towards advanced look, you feel me? I just don't want to confuse y'all because the remaining 24 programs that I haven't highlighted yet fails in comparisons to the ones that I have. Only the ones on the top of the B tier stand out, and to be honest, that's how a tier list works. These programs are Pitt, Auburn, Georgia Tech, Iowa, and Kansas. And even Kansas is a bit of a reach because if you haven't heard yet, there's some recruiting cheese with them, like programs like Michigan, Kansas State, and others. Word is they're behind the curve when it comes to starting interest. And you don't really want that problem dealing with recruits. It can make a significant difference. I found it odd that that's applicable to Kansas because they have recruiter on level 2 with quarterbacks, receivers, and DBs. That increases your starting interest with magnetic personality. So that means you telling me I can pay for those benefits and I ain't in nobody top 5? I ain't even say a top 3. See, that's what I mean when I said motivator might be the wave. And I heard y'all, Kansas might be a bad example. But they started doing these investigations with Michigan. And that's a program that signed the best high schooler last year. But enough of all that. I'm gonna hit y'all off with the rest of the B tier. So next we got University of Houston, University of Indiana, Cal, Iowa, Kansas, University of Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan State, Minnesota, TCU, and Utah. Now, a standout from that list is Minnesota. They have a good combination of both recruiting and development with the motivator and architect. You'll come to see the programs in this tier specialized in just a certain format. They aren't really well-rounded. Like for example, University of Houston, they have really good development for quarterbacks and running backs, whereas Indiana, they have really good development for their quarterbacks and their receivers. So we could really mix. Cal, they got a good situation with the DBs and the defensive line. That's really about it. And it's really bare bones. I'm trying to tell you guys, if you really want to tap in and build one of these rosters up, it will be a real challenge from the offensive coordinator to the defensive coordinator to the roster itself. And as you've seen before, I got some clear standouts at the top in that S and A tier that I really rock with. But these C tier teams, I really couldn't see myself going out my way. You got teams like UCF, SMU, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, Mizzou, Kansas State, Arkansas, UCLA, Virginia Tech, Wisconsin. Those are the teams at the bottom of that C tier. And to be honest with you, depending on how you look at it, I really wanted to make that trash tier. But to keep it tall, a lot of the teams outside of the top of the B tier could be considered trash. I'm not going to lie to you. I hope the experience isn't like this when I'm reviewing the 2-star and 1-star teams. Y'all go ahead and let me know in the comments which one y'all want me to do first. As you know, if you've been tapped into the channel, I've been on live doing the 1-star series that I'm doing with another YouTuber named Called Me Jaden. Another YouTuber out there doing his thing. In preparation for this challenge, I've looked through the teams that were available. I was the 30th person in, so I really didn't have too much to choose from. So when I was in the trenches, I seen a few decent situations, but no gems. That might change when I actually take a real look at all the 1-star programs. Whereas with the 2-star programs, I'll be stepping into that blindly. Like I had said, let me know what y'all want to see first. And also let me know if y'all interested in doing a 3-star Dynasty. I'm already part of a 5-star and a 1-star. I wouldn't mind taking on the 3-star program if enough people are interested. But hey, before we get out of here, I did want to talk about the state of the game and stuff that I'm trying to learn that I haven't yet to implement. I'm very interested in getting into the zone enhancement with the custom stems on defense. Of course, now I know how to use the buttons and how to address them accordingly. And then I want to learn how to use the man coverage enhancement with the route commit. Now, I haven't had too much experience dealing with that. I know if you use the left option, that's for inside commit, and the right option for outside commit. I really got to get in the lab. In my last user game, I realized how crucial man coverage is. I've never really been much of a man coverage defensive guy. I usually prefer the zone, but you really got to use that for your players to stick to the wide receivers and the running backs like glue. It makes a significant difference. They're tackling these players on contact and making them drop the ball. Whereas in zone, they can make that possession catch with no problem. And to take it a step further, I really need to embrace these defensive line stunts. Already did a little bit of research. I know there's a difference in the 3-man stunts versus the 4-man based off your formation. So I'm already trying to tailor my defenses around that. But it looks very enticing, and trying to mix it in with some different blitzes from the linebackers or even the safeties. I look forward to seeing what's OP. I know that's going to be a difference maker. And something that's not new, but it's been in the game that I really need to improve with, it's got to be the switch stick. It seems to be the difference between those top tier players and mid to noobs. And honestly, I feel like a noob compared to last season or the last game. I made it to Heisman and I was dominating, but this definitely feels like a new experience. And a lot of the things that I did in the past haven't necessarily translated over to this game itself. Those are things I want to highlight on the defensive side of the ball. I really want to tap into playmaking. Now, this isn't a new feature for the football aspect with EA, because I used to do it back when I played Madden 21, and I had really loved that game, the one with Lamar Jackson on it. I was dominating with Rich Gannon. If you know, you know. So I'm really interested in tapping in that feature and enhancing my skill set on CFB 26. So I really got to get in the lab. I can't say that enough. That's really where my mind is. I do want to get away from doing the production and doing the research behind the game and getting nice. Because even though I am winning some games in some of my dynasties, I really need to be a beast. I need people to be scared to see my name come up on the screen, you feel me? So let me go ahead and get my bag. I'm going to go ahead and close out this video right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So tap in, subscribe and all that, leave a like and all that, leave a comment and all that if I helped you out. The rest of this video is the rest of these coordinators. So pick who you like and let me know. Till then, be easy.